Bloody adverts.
Buy stuff. Why aren't you buying stuff? Simple setup.
It's like Cotton's being a dandy, isn't it? There's people inside the brain.
Right. I kind of want to say, see how this is? There's not loads going on, right? But the locations are quite simple. The shots are very like. It's him, it's her, it's them. 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 Right? What you don't have is too much going on.
Okay.
Because it gets confusing. Right? So, like, for example, if we had a lady at a bar, right, and there's another guy at the end of the bar, right, who we don't really see, and then Johnny Bravo type character comes up to her and starts sort of like trying to woo her, and she's like, go away. And he does loads of like things to try and make himself look more attractive, and then he bumps into the other guy at the end, and the other guy's like, you need to stop, and he's like, what? Right, and then you do the versus, right, and they fight, and it looks like it's going to go really badly for the sort of the thin one, right?
There's quite a lot of things going on though, don't you think?
I know, but it's him, her, them, him, her, them, him, her, them, her, them,
Yeah.
him. Does that make sense? She's always on the right, he's always on the left.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Definitely not do that.
The same with them. The red one's always on the left, the blue one's always on the
Yeah. And just a little dance.
The parallel.
It's like the mask, isn't it?
So basically, I think that there's too much going on in yours, right? And we need to simplify it. It's your project, right? So at the end of the day, you have the say of what you do,
Okay.
right? But my advice would be make it simpler. Right? I think what you also want to do is make an animatic that we can watch.
Yeah, so I mean, scan.
Sorry?
I've scanned it in on. Well, it's going to be on
Yeah.
blog and stuff. That's what. That's the next stage.
Yeah, let's make an animatic that we can watch. right? Because then that might be something that's there.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
obviously going to be the end.
It was good though.
It was very good.
Funny ending.
Yeah, it's really the animation's lovely. The render's really nice. It's a really nice little short film.
What was it, like a tell-out short? No.
No, it's I think it's American. So you said CalArts, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's at the beginning. It says
Just the female rig seemed a bit Disney-ish.
Yeah.
A bit influence, yeah. A bit Disney influence, yeah.
Ringling.
It's American, but
Oh, hence the red, white and blue in it.
yeah. There you go.
France.
Or it could be
France.
French, yeah.
Spain. England.
English.
it's true. Yeah.
You never know.
Do you know half the countries in the world have the same national anthem as us?
Do they?
Yeah. If you listen, if you Google their national anthem, you'll hear dun, 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 because we gave them national anthems.
So they colonised.
But yeah, so that's what I'd say is let's make this into an animatic, watch it,
Okay.
and then cut it up, right? And then what you want to do is show Sharon.
Show Sharon.
Yeah, so show Sharon and see if Sharon can make sense of what's happening.
Okay. I've already showed her. She'd understand it. She'd like
With
it.
you telling her?
Yeah.
Yeah, with you telling her is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Show Gordon and see if he understands what's happening
All
without
right.
you saying
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this rule is really important,
Yeah.
as is the grid system.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd implement that more, right? But I think it's more of a personal thing. Like the Three Stooges was funny 60 years ago.
But I thought we were supposed to take sometimes references
Of
from
course,
the past
yeah,
and
sure. But
as influences.
like Charlie Chaplin's a great influence.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be the Three Stooges, but I mean, it's kind of like for that's
Also,
that's,
if you're going to do like I get that. It's very what's the name? You can even see the bit of the hair. But like, if you're going to have Three Stooges, they can't be twins. If they're twins, then they're his lackeys. If they're three individual characters, then they have to be separate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
All right.
And if you're going to have him leaving with her, then we need to introduce him earlier on to the audience. We can't just have him spring out and be like, all right. Yeah, come
That's
with
what I
me."
mean. No, he does. He comes. This is what comes in here.
I think it would be good if,
Comes in.
as he comes to he
Comes in there. You see. So like because he gets.
I think it would be good is as she.
He gets a text and then he falls over and he gets a text and they start laughing at him. See, that's the idea. I mean, I got to change it. But.
Right, so she's sort of like sitting there, right, looking at the bar. So like so she's at the bar.
Yeah.
She's like patiently waiting, right, and then she looks at her phone, and her phone is just like a little heart that's broken,
Yeah.
right, and then she looks all depressed,
Yeah.
and then she looks up, and there's this guy who's got a drink, and he looks over, and he goes, right, and just as he smiles, hoo-ha! This guy comes in.
So like he steps up to the bar and
Yeah, no, he just like zooms in from nowhere, and he's like, right? Avoid talking.
Yeah, no, I don't
use
want
babble.
to have talking in
Yeah,
it. No.
you can have babble and stuff, but he's like, no, and she's sort of trying to like be like, no, and then he's like flexing, doing all these things, and you could even have like a few other guys, maybe a few like other guys, come up, and then he like beats them up and sends them away, right? And then he's back to her, and she doesn't know what to do, right? And then maybe he sidles up and he's like, you need to go, right? And he sees him. You could even sort of imagine him towering over. And he's like, you need to like leave her alone, right? And you can have her in shot and be like, oh, he's like, he's nice, but he's also going to get his head kicked in by this guy, right? So she's a bit like, oh, no. And then he goes to like hit him, and he just bends out the way and comes back. He's like, right? And then so they saddle up to each other, and it's versus, and you have the giant like classic video game
Yeah.
versus, and then like so he does all these like crazy moves, and he just ducks out the way, right? And then so he's doing this, and then when he gets out of breath, the little guy just pushes him over, and he falls over, right? And then they're like back in this scene, and so then they come together, right? And she's like, and he's like, right? And then you can just end on a nice blackout with them in the heart, and then out.
Okay.
See how like keeping it simple.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a simple, sweet little idea. It's just so.
It's not that complicated. I don't think it's that.
There's just so many camera angles in this.
Yeah, well, I can change all that.
But okay, sure.
And I can do it from the same side as well, and all that. That's not. I mean, that's not. Don't seem that complicated to me. I don't know. Is it?
I'm struggling to see it in my head, which makes me worry.
You're struggling to see what? So say these are the right camera angles and all that. So she's sitting down there. She gets a heart on the phone.
Yeah.
This other guy gets another heart on his phone. So they've both been dumped.
Yeah.
And you need to, might take that out, and they're not laughing. Okay. So just so he eggs him on. He gets drunk. Then he drinks too much. He's sick.
So as an audience member, have they just dumped each other?
No, they're sitting next to each other with so you
get the broken heart in there.
Yeah, so they got that angle there. So they're not together, but they've actually got the same thing happen to him. So you know that's a shot there like that.
I don't think that works in terms of.
Well, they could be looking each different ways. So one could be looking that way, and one could look another way, both on their phones. So you can still see it.
Sure, there may be.
So, do you know what I mean?
I think if they're both sort of waiting for someone, and then she gets a message. He gets a message, and it's all like.
So so that sets it up, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then they spotted him, so he egged him on, and then he drinks too much, he's sick. And then he goes, I'm gonna go to himself, and then he trips over the sick. And then the last one, he starts dancing, and he thinks he's cool, and he gets pulled over. And then they all start fighting each other. That's not. What's so epic about that? That's all right. It's simple. He thinks it's too complicated. I don't think it's that complicated. Do you think it's too complicated?
Personally,
to be honest, alright. How many characters am I animating in mine? I'm animating 2.
Yeah.
But what are they? I'm practically animating a bull and a humanoid. You're animating. Like 5
that's true.
characters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not even attempting that.
I mean, I'm not like, because I've tried to keep her animation minimal. I'm not too worried about the animation. It's when was the last time you saw a short film that was essentially slapstick?
And the story as well.
Like, this is like cartoon violence, but this is very much like slapstick.
Okay, so is it that different from that far? Okay.
Like that, what we watched over there, that was kind of like cartoon, extreme. It was very Tex Avery, very extreme poses and extreme animations, and very poppy. Yeah. Right. Whereas this is more.
But I did plan on when they're fighting each other. When I did fight, it's going to be like I haven't done the fight scene. That's what I planned to do. Not too long, but that's what.
I mean, I think basically, if I knew that the fight scene, like once I'd finished watching it.
Because I've actually got somebody that can do some of the moves. I'm not going to go too far, but I'm going to get the stances from him. I've actually done some drawing as well. You know, the big guy that's been I've sort of drawn him as well in certain poses. So I'm ready to start animating that for the poses for that really. So
our audience, like, you want your audience to really feel for these two.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
these two.
Yeah.
Right, and I think. If you have that little moment of just like a slight connection that is broken by this guy or this guy, for example, that makes the audience go,
yeah.
Because we've all been in that situation. We've all seen this happen.
Yeah.
Right, but we haven't seen this happen.
Yeah.
Right?
So
it's a bit harder to
that
connect.
Could work out. I could do something with that. Definitely.
So maybe that it's not that they're sitting together. Maybe that they go up to her one at a time. The first one's like tries to drink to impress her, and then just sort of falls over and is sick. Right? The second
that could work. Yeah.
The second
that could work quite well. So because I can imagine that at the bar. So she's and then she's thinking, who's this dick?
The second one
and then,
flexes.
So they all come up to the same bar. Yeah.
And then like trips over the sick.
And then they all
And the
that
third
could work.
One tries to dance and trips over, and they all each other.
And then that could work. That could be alright. Yeah. So they don't have to be sitting down. They could just come up to them at the bar.
Yeah.
so I could get rid of that. That would save me some money as well because I was going to buy that.
Sure. I do think, however, I think the verses like.
Yeah, I'm going to have that definitely. Yeah, I've got
It's a
fight,
nice-
but I've changed the verses.
Sure, yeah. I think
But that's
it's
the
enough.
idea.
Or like fight.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm going to do that in After Effects. I learned. I was doing that with a bit of shots on yesterday, so I know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
It's going to crumple as well, maybe as well, and then I'll put the stances Bruce Lee, and then I'm going to work out. I'm not going to take too long, because obviously I've got to animate it, but I want to do the fight scene.
Yeah.
Not going to be too long, but it will be. So it's not slapstick, it's more cartoon violence. I'm going to go for, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
But that's what I'd say. I'd say think more cartoon violence and cartoon. Like watch some.
That could work well as well with the guy who's getting drunk because he's at the bar and he orders the drinks. So he's trying to impress her, and then he orders the drinks.
Because you're basically you're trying to do something very similar to the famous Takes Avery Wolf and the.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Right. Think about how many locations they've got in that. It's not many. He's at the table, and he's doing loads of like crazy things around it, but it's only one shot.
Yeah,
A lot
okay.
of the time. You know what I mean? There's just lots of shots in this, and because it's not a film, because it's not a live action film, we want to try and keep our audience feeling comfortable. If they don't feel comfortable, they'll disconnect.
Okay.
And we want them to feel connected to these characters.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
want them to see her and see him and really
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
because we've all been dumped. We all
Yeah.
know things like that. for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
And we've all met dickheads like this.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get them to feel that connection.
So maybe at the beginning then, so like she's looking one way, he's looking the other. They both get the heart break on their phones.
Yeah.
Maybe they turn around and nearly look at each other. Then the guy cuts in.
Boom, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then-
because we want them to get there.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, that'd be nice if they, and then suddenly bang, they're like, oh, what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
And then because we're connected,
Yeah.
it's about making the audience feel connected.
Yeah, and then so that'd be
Easy.
easier.
Thank you.
So then, firstly, his guy goes to the bartender, orders the drinks. Maybe he's drinking too much. He's trying to chat her up.
Yeah.
Then he makes himself sick. Then he comes over, and then okay, that's cool. That's cool. So I should have different rigs then instead of twins. Then I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have 3 separate.
Yeah.
And I think the fight scene's funny. I don't know how you.
Shall I direct a guy to do the fight scene? Do you reckon to make it the best I can? So I'm waiting for my student loan to come through to pay him because I'm paying some money towards. That's why I'll be doing it now. Otherwise,
where are we going to film?
I can either do hopefully chances or here.
We've got the
Bring him
drama
in.
hall.
Yeah, it'd be good. He's really up for it.
Yeah,
He's
we've
a
got
nice guy.
tripods and cameras and stuff, so you can use all that stuff.
What would the best direction do you think for that?
I mean, I can.
He can
go
do.
down
He can do holes. He can do street fighting. He can do different things.
Yeah, yeah, I think we should. I think you should show him some Street Fighter and like the classic video games and see what he can do because he might be able to replicate some of the moves.
Okay. I thought about Bruce Lee for the stances. At the beginning when he's. That's what I was thinking there when I was drawing.
But like, I think with this version, the versus like the fight works because you've got a winner and a loser. But with them 3 against each other, if they all lose, you're gonna have to time it so they all beat each other up and all their like health diminishes at the same point, so they all lose. Total fatality.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of back to them,
Yeah.
and they're sort of like looking at this, and then they see each other, and then they end on together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it starts with heartbreak and it
Yeah.
ends with love,
Yeah.
and that's always a nice sort
And
of.
that's like a nice circle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
I think I'd get some on the internet. You can get postcards, shape-sized cards. Order them. Keep your boards to that size.
Yeah.
And then let's make an animatic.
Thing is, I won't get all that done by will that matter now by the 16th because I've got a lot of work.
It's not about because you'll have the this is all pre-production.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can do it over Christmas.
Sure, but exactly, and even in production things change.
Yeah.
We're going into production phase, but you've got a concrete idea.
Yeah.
almost there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
This
you
makes
just
it
need
a bit more clearer now.
Yeah.
Definitely. Is there anything else I should maybe? I don't know.
Have you got any dialogue in there?
No, there's no dialogue. No.
No, I just thought 'cause there's plenty of characters. Yeah.
Do you think that's alright with the dancing fool? Do you think that's okay? Trying to impress her? Do you think that's alright?
Yeah, the classic it's
Yeah, it can be really cheesy dance as well.
It's what's his name? John Travolta.
Yeah, yeah,
Saturday Night Fever.
yeah. It can be cheesy dance. It can be something I don't know.
Yeah, like grab his groin.
Yeah.
Hip thrust.
Maybe a bit of Michael
finger
Jackson
in
or
the
something.
air,
Yeah.
Trying to impress her, and he slips over and makes an ass of himself.
Yeah.
And again, have a little nod to both of them every now and again. So like she laughs and he laughs.
Yeah.
And you kind of see each other. Then the next guy pops in. So
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
constantly going,
yeah.
Or maybe no.
Yeah.
Or maybe no.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and it's constantly.
So it's like a build up in there.
Yeah, a build.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember we were talking about in the story.
Yeah. Up and down. Yeah. Okay.
Also, what I want to see is I want you to make a chart of what happens
Yeah.
through the story.
The main points.
Right. Yes, the main points building to the crescendo.
Yeah.
Right. So like they see each other, then they're interrupted by another thing, and then some more happens, and then that ends, and then they see each other again. And it builds into the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And then we'll talk about like color theory and stuff and lighting.
Would sick be hard to do? Somebody being sick and that'd be hard.
It's just fluid dynamics, isn't it?
Should I just pretend he's out of screen and he does it, or
No, it's not
actually
hard
show
to
it?
do.
It's not hard to do.
No. We can do it in After Effects and we can do it in Maya.
And that looked good as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Simon, question. No. Just thinking.
What about the
Dangerous pastime.
What about the bartender? When all this is going on,
I'd lose the bartender.
it was just a prop or just a
We
hang.
haven't spoken about him, have we?
No.
I'd lose the bartender. Bottles and stuff. Making sure that it's clear that they're at a bar. You don't need another character.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No
Thanks.
worries. That's all right.